Hi everyone, I'm Margarita Muradova, a personal stylist and fashion consultant from Kyiv, Ukraine. And today we're going to talk about some trendy items that are absolutely everywhere. I feel like when you go on Instagram or TikTok, you see them on each and every fashion blogger, fashion person, whatever. But these items are not necessarily something that you need to buy because these are too, let me just say, like fashionable to a point that they're not really wearable or applicable to real life most of the time. So these are absolutely everywhere, but you need to keep in mind that these people who are wearing them are people that are either working in fashion or trying to work in fashion or are living the lifestyle that does not require for you to be literally walking outside on the streets, etc. And these look beautiful, but these are editorial beautiful. So these are more like magazine beautiful as opposed to real life beautiful. And the first item is definitely sock shoes and like any kind of a sock sandal. And I'll show you an example. So basically it looks like a cut-off boot, but then you have a slide in there and you can see your toes and stuff. It's kind of a funky thing. It looks cool, don't get me wrong. It looks beautiful, styled with different stuff, even with some, let's say, fall 90s knee-length skirts and then cardigans and tops and stuff, just like Rada did. But it's not necessarily very applicable to life when you're trying to run around, but also when do you wear this? Because you don't necessarily wear this in the summer because it's just too hot. There's no way you can wear them inside or outside. But then when it's fall, it's too cold most of the time. Let's just say first 5 days of fall, you can wear them. But then outside of that, it's just too cold. So when do you wear them? And the answer is never, unless you're a fashion blogger, unless you're a person who does this whole styling and fashion experimenting for a living. This is not your item to go for. It looks beautiful, but it looks beautiful in pictures. It's not wearable. And the next thing is definitely panty-like shorts. So very, very short shorts, high-waisted, very, let's say, 60s inspired, and 60s are very in the moment. And there's something definitely that in the 60s was very fashionable and can be applicable to nowadays. So the color scheme, the mini skirts, obviously, but these shorts are just, they're not a way to do style overall. The only way I could figure out how to wear these shorts in order to wear them in real life, so every day, is pairing them, layering them with something that's sheer. So sheer pants, sheer trousers, sheer skirts, etc., just to make them like more wearable. But on their own, these shorts are just, honestly, first of all, if you're a woman, in this day and age, you're still pretty much every day kind of in danger. And if you're a woman, you know what I'm talking about. And yes, we do not need to have this mentality of provoking people, etc., etc. But in real life, you are aware of your surroundings and what you're wearing. And if this could provoke someone who's not like normal or adequate outside, and you never literally know. So unless you're with a group of friends in a club or something, this is not a thing to wear. This is Kendall Jenner type of a thing. This is fashion blogger type of a thing. This is a runway type of a thing. Definitely editorially fashionable, but not wearably fashionable. The next thing is very kind of on the border of like sexy / provocative. These are dresses that are too sheer or skirts that are too sheer just because of pure like practicality. They're not there unless you're wearing them with something that's not sheer, so something that's kind of a peak over or under. So for example, let's say you're wearing this dress and then an oversized longer line cardigan, or you're wearing like an oversized sweater over it, and then this dress becomes a skirt and it's just peeking out. Otherwise, most of the time, unless you're comfortable with a lot of attention from a lot of people, not necessarily even men, but also everyone, absolutely everyone, people are going to stare at you when you're walking outside wearing basically nothing, because a sheer dress is still a sheer dress. Yes, it's a dress, but you can see everything that's under this dress. You can see the pants and whatever you're wearing. So it is what it is. I'd suggest, if you own this dress or if you like this dress, you can always pair this down with, like, let's say biker shorts. Then this would be definitely more wearable, and then kind of a bandeau top, let's say, or wearing it with an oversized blazer over it and then a belt or something, just to cover like the most provocative parts. But otherwise, most of the time, unless you're on the beach, unless you're shooting an editorial, this is just not a thing that is practically something you wear outside. The next thing is all sequin items, and you can wear something that's sequin. There's a lot of items in sequin that are very practical. Let's say a sequin covered shirt and a skirt and something. It looks beautiful, sophisticated, and it brings some brightness to the outfit and some texture to the outfit. But something that's very like crazy out there, all covered in sequins, like a sequin poncho or something, this is definitely very runway style, but not very wearable outside of runway, outside of editorial. It's just too much to do. It's very applicable if you're going to a fashion week, if you want to attract attention and stuff, but otherwise just skip it. The next thing is platform shoes. And I say platform shoes because most of the time, they're just uncomfortable. They're okay to stand in, but if you're walking outside and if it's not like very like smooth ground, etc., if it's like pavement and stuff, if it's like even worse, if it's like rocks and it's like uneven, if the ground is uneven and you're wearing platforms and high heels, you're literally bound to fall. It's very uncomfortable. So for example, you cannot wear this kind of a shoe in Paris and stuff just because of the cobblestones. And it's like this almost everywhere in Europe most of the time. So obviously not in the United States, but United States also is not somewhere that has like even ground everywhere. So this looks very beautiful and sophisticated if you're going somewhere where you're not planning to walk a lot or work outside a lot. This is kind of an inside shoe. It looks very elongating for the silhouette. It pairs beautifully with other stuff, but it's just not very applicable to real life. And the last thing I'm gonna talk about is going to be very controversial, but let me explain this first. Logo belts. But the issue here is, if you're dipping your toes into luxury and if you're not in a place in your life and financially or whatever it is that you feel like you're comfortable with spending a lot of money for bags and stuff, but you still want to dip your toes into luxury market, logo belts are an amazing option, and maybe like wallets and stuff. But logo belts are a beautiful option because you can wear them literally and they can be visible, so you can show that you're wearing something slim, whatever. But the problem with logo belts is that most of the time people are pairing these logo belts with other logo stuff, and not only logo, like same logo stuff, but other logo stuff. Let's say the belt is Celine and then the back is Chanel, and then Celine logo is here and Chanel logo is there. And really, this is my like fashion no-no. For me, this is a faux pas just because I feel like fashion in some aspect, even if it's just out there and crazy, it still needs to have this kind of a balance. And those logos are going to always clash. This is going to always look tacky in my personal eyes. And obviously, let me know in the comments below what you think about this. But logos clashing, even though I'm very like pro-choice in the fashion scheme, I'm very pro do whatever feels comfortable for you. This one will never ever be okay for me personally. So logo belts, if there's nothing else that's logoed in your outfit, perfect, beautiful, amazing option to start with a luxury market in your closet. If you have other logo option, I'd opt out of the logo belt and I'd go for like a simple, the rose style, like minimalistic belt. This is what I do, and let me know in the comments below what's your opinion on this whole logo cadaddle. And yeah, this is it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!